Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, our system moved through earlier today and provided some rain for some locations, but not really a whole lot. In fact, only 400 out in Klamath Falls. You picked up more rain than Medford. We didn't get any. Actually, we got a trace, and that's really about it. And about 1/10 of an inch for Grants Pass and Brookings. So this system did create some wind, but it didn't provide a whole lot of precipitation. In fact, we just have a few showers remaining in the vicinity, and that's really all we're looking at. But the next system is already starting to approach the northwestern part of the state with rain up there. This will be moving north to the south as we go through the nighttime hours. And as a result of that, this particular system will be moving into our region. Now you see these lines are pretty close together. They're going to be compacting even more, which is creating wind, and will create more wind, especially once we go through tomorrow. National Weather Service has extended the wind advisory for east of the Cascades through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. So it's going to be pretty windy for the Shasta Valley and pretty much the Klamath Basin for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. Now the National Weather Service also has that high wind warning for the Oregon coast, looking at wind gusts around 75 miles an hour. So if you think about that, that's technically Category 1 hurricane strength. So that's what we're going to be looking at along the Oregon coast. In fact, you can see that pretty well here on this particular model. Port Orford showing very close to that particular wind gust speed. And we'll be looking at that pretty windy conditions all throughout the region for tomorrow, which is why the Weather Service has extended that advisory. So for tonight, we'll be looking at temperatures into the 30s and 40s for the most part. 38 here in Medford. Will generally just be a cloudy to mostly cloudy sky for tonight. Tomorrow, pretty windy again throughout most of the region with high temperatures into the 40s and 50s, looking at 50 for Medford, 48 for Grants Pass. So for tonight, we'll see clouds especially increasing along the Oregon coast, and we'll see pretty good rain along the Oregon coast, and that'll be developing overnight and pushing inland as we go through the morning hours. And you can see a lot more blue. Snow levels will be coming down to about 3,000 feet with this system, then going up to about 4,000 feet throughout the day tomorrow. But the rain will eventually change, the steadier precipitation will eventually change over to showers, and then by the time we get towards tomorrow morning, things quieting down a bit. But you can see already offshore, again, another system already affecting the Oregon coast, and that'll be pushing more precipitation into the area as we go through Monday. So we're kind of in this pattern where we're seeing systems pretty much every day, but we'll get a bit of a break once we get past Tuesday, because Tuesday will be the remnants of the system, and then Wednesday things looking a lot better. Now, how much rain are we going to be looking at for tomorrow? Pretty heavy rain along the Oregon coast. Could be looking at 1.5 inches to maybe 3 inches of rain. Less rain, especially as you head east of the Cascades, a couple hundredths. Here in the Rogue Valley, we'll be looking at around 1/10 of an inch to maybe 1/4 of an inch of rain. Now, the National Weather Service will also be looking at about 5 to 10 inches of snow along the Cascades and into the Siskiyou Summit for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. So that'll definitely slow you down if you're traveling over the Cascades. And a winter storm warning for south central and southeastern Siskiyou County, looking at about 6 to 12 inches above about 3,500 feet. So pretty significant system. So it's not going to be the greatest weather in terms of traveling over the Cascade passes for tomorrow and Monday. But by the time we get towards Wednesday, things improving quite a bit. But in terms of how much liquid are we going to be looking at for the next 5 days, we're going to be getting some pretty decent rain, especially along the Oregon coast, and we're going to stay wet at least through Tuesday. Wednesday, things improving, and Thursday, even nicer as well. So here's your forecast for the Oregon coast. Temperatures right around 50 through Tuesday, and then the sunshine really starts to show up and temperatures climb into the 60s. Northern California will see rain and snow, pretty blustery conditions for the next couple of days. But again, if you want the relief, that'll start to begin on Wednesday. Klamath Basin still cold, overnight lows for tomorrow night into the 20s and low 40s for the day, but rain and snow throughout the region. Cascades still looking at some decent snow for the next couple of days, but your conditions will improve toward the middle and latter part of the week. And here in the Rogue Valley, we'll see some rain and showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. But Wednesday, that begins the drying trend.